everybody. How you guys doing? Yeah, special greetings to all our comrades wherever you are. Good morning to those of you way back in Nigeria. Good afternoon. It should be like past noon in China. And all of you in the European countries, you guys are already awake. How's everybody doing? Oladimeji, how you doing, my brother? I see you. Yes, thanks for the great work you guys did at the embassy in New York. I saw you, man. A great guy. Thank you so much for all you do, Dimeji. Yeah, Aluta continua. Bazwai, thank you so much. Helen Black, how are you doing? Thank you so much, my dear sister. Yes, brothers and sisters in the struggle. I am just trying to keep you guys up to date about what's going on with the revolution now protests and what's happening with our comrades, what's happening with our convener and our leader, Sowore, and what's going on in the media space and what's going on in our country. First of all, let's talk about the arrests that were made. As you guys know, during the protest on Monday, a lot of our comrades were arrested in Nigeria, and we're just gonna go ahead and what we're making an appeal. Okay, we're appealing to everybody that was involved in the protest on Monday, the 5th of August, all over Nigeria, wherever you are. If you know anybody who was arrested as a result of this protest, please get in touch with me so we know whichever prison, whichever police cell they are being held, and we'll make arrangements to bring them out. A lot of people have already we've already secured bail for a lot of them. So, but we may not know, some of you may have been arrested, when you were embarking on the protest and nobody was around to know exactly what happened to you and what they've been doing. Sometimes they arrest you and they don't even, that's the Nigeria that we are fighting against. They don't even allow you to exercise your fundamental human rights, which also guarantees you right to a lawyer. So when they arrest you, they don't let you have access to a lawyer. So for these people, if you have any way of making sure that the message gets to us, okay, we will be able to arrange for a bail for you, okay, as long as you were arrested as a result of this protest. We're not leaving anybody behind, okay? We care about all of you that that went out to protest. And I'm looking for a list. I want to read quickly for those of you who have tuned in now. These are the list of the ones that we can give account of right now. In Lagos State, 9 of our members were arrested. 4 of them have been freed as at yesterday, before the close of working hours. In Lagos State, 9 were arrested and 4 were freed. We're still working to free the remaining 5. In Osun State, we had 7 of our comrades that were arrested. Olawale Adebayo, Olawale Ogunruku, Owolabi, Owoye Olaoluwa, Omoloye Stephen, Femi Johnson, and Dr. Fagunwa. These guys were arrested in Osun State. In Benue State, 5 of our guys were arrested. The chairman of the African Action Congress, Comrade Rex, it was Rex Elanu, and the deputy chairman, Emmanuel Meyoan, and Comrade Danjuma, head of strategy, and Comrade Shino, and one other person. They were arrested in Benue State. In Oyo State, I don't have the details, but I think some people were arrested in Oyo State. In Edo State, we can't give an account of everybody who was involved. Where when I get the details, I'll let you know. But 3 were already released in Edo State. Dr. Greg, who is the state coordinator, was also released in Edo State. In Ondo State, one person, Tosin citizen, was released. I think it was only one person has been released. I don't know about if there's some other people that were arrested. Please, if you have any information about any arrests, please let us know. We're going to put a number a couple of numbers that you can contact if you are in these places, if you're in Nigeria. So in Calabar City, the city of Calabar, the list of our comrades who were arrested are Jeremiah Ojanga Achibong, and Jonathan Abang Ubal. These guys were arrested in Calabar. Now, there may be some more people that were arrested, and we do not know about them so far. Okay. So please, let's keep these guys in our prayers, and if you have any information about them, just let us know. There's a command center that's actually working to make sure that these guys are being taken care of. We're in contact with all the people that are listed. We're making sure that they're being taken care of, and there's a concerted effort of lawyers and members of the Take It Back movement and other citizens who are and the organizers of the revolution now. Everybody is working together to make sure that we secure bail for all of these people, and that we make sure that they are not being maltreated and that they are being taken care of wherever they are. So any of you guys, please contact Comrade Oshoks, contact Raj, Abiodun Top, and Kofo Beckley. The people that know these guys know them. Okay, if you know them, you know them. Just contact them if there's any information that you have, or you can send me a text directly on +1 647 989 2837. That's my number. I have only one number. It's public. All right. Yeah, so that's it about those guys who were arrested. They were unlawfully arrested. They have been unlawfully detained, and it's already past 24 hours. So right now, the government is already breaching on their rights, okay, by not arraigning them in a court of law, so that we can come and get them released. Now let's talk about okay, just a quick reminder for those of you who don't know. I don't know if you remember Ibrahim Dan Halilu. He used to support, he's a journalist in Kaduna. He used to be a strong supporter of Buhari and Buhari's government. Now things have changed, and he went on his Facebook page and he wrote strongly in support of the revolution now, and the DSS closed in on him and they got him arrested. So right now, Dan Halilu has been arrested, the very prominent journalist in Kaduna. They arrested him, very outspoken fellow, just to give you guys updated. And then Sowore, in the other videos that we did, we told you that we made contact with him, and by yesterday, um, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, uh, um, Femi Falana, was expecting that they were going to arraign him, because according to him, it is within, it's getting past the stipulated time within which you're supposed to arraign someone in a court of law when you are accusing them of an offense, when you've arrested them, you know, because of an offense. And then he expected them to arraign him. There was a move to arraign him in court, and we thought that they would have gone ahead with it. So the DSS kind of presented their case, and they were asking the judge to allow them to detain Sowore for 90 days. So DSS yesterday went to court, and they were asking the judge to allow them to detain Sowore for the next 90 days, to allow them to prepare their case against him. That's very ridiculous. Before you went to arrest the man, you already accused him of something. You were sure that you knew what he was doing, and you had a case against him. So now you need 90 days to be able to prepare a case against somebody who you knew that it was already breaking the law, who you knew was guilty of an offense. But now you need 90 days from the judge for you to prepare a case against him. Well, the judge refused and said, no way, I wasn't going to give you guys 90 days to keep somebody. However, the judge postponed his judgment till Thursday, the 8th of August. So by Thursday, the 8th of August, we're going to hear what decision the court has taken concerning what. So what we're waiting for is to hear what the state prosecution, what the government is going to be accusing Omoyele Sowore of doing. Okay, so, and I remember his lawyer, Falana, had been stated, I think I'm going to play the video for you, where he said he hopes that the federal government will not be, that they'll be wise. I don't remember the words he used, something like, I hope they're not going to be stupid to go and be arraigning him. Okay. Hello, I need you guys to hear this. How do you post this? I need to hear what Femi Falana said. I'm going to play this video for you. Just a little clip so you guys see. That young man went too far. How can you be calling for a revolution? I said, where is the offense? You know, since terrorism under what section? Treason under what section of the criminal code? I do hope that the government will not charge him. The government will not be stupid to charge Sowore. You know what? He has briefed me. And no, I'm telling you, in fairness to the SSA, when he told them yesterday, I won't make a statement unless I've spoken to my lawyer. And they say, who is your lawyer? Femi Falana. In fairness to them, they asked him to phone me, and they gave him a phone. Of course, I knew they were monitoring the phone. And I told him, I hope they won't charge you. But if they do, some of the people in government will be our witnesses. You know why? Oh, you know why? One of them, I won't mention his name, in 2011, asked Nigerians to learn from the Egyptian revolution and be ready for revolution in Nigeria. So he will be my first witness. So that is the stand of Femi Falana, and he's preparing his case. He's been briefed by Omoyele Sowore, so he is the lawyer that will be defending Omoyele Sowore whenever the government pronounces their their case against him. But as Femi Falana has said, that his first witness is going to be the president of Nigeria, even though he said he wasn't going to mention his name. But we all know that who he means is President Buhari, that he was going to call him as his own witness, not even a witness against Sowore, but he's going to call him as a witness to show that people have done what he and his government is accusing Sowore of doing. So that's going to be a very, very interesting one. Now, I'm just previewing what has happened in this couple of days since after the revolution. Now, protest on Monday. A lot of my brothers, from Eastern Nigeria, from a lot of Igbo people, because Nigeria continues to be deeply divided by religion, by ethnicity, and so a lot of people still can't get over the meeting between Nnamdi Kanu and Omoyele Sowore. Is beginning to turn out to be one of the good things, to happen to them, personally. I think it was a good thing they got a chance to talk to each other. And a lot of people have criticized me. They've said, Chidi, that meeting, I don't know what you guys thought you were doing, blah, 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 blah. This person on one side, this person say, we don't trust this person. On the other side, the other person say, we don't trust the other person. And I keep telling them, look, these two people met and they had a personal interaction. They had a private meeting. These are not old men. These are people who are young, full-blooded gentlemen. They sat, they talked, and they reasoned like the intelligent human beings that they are. Leave two of them alone. They know what they discussed. They know what they told each other. So all you have to do is just watch and observe them. You don't know, but just a proof. Because some people think, oh, they even tried to get Kano to turn against Sowore. They started posting all kinds of things. They say, this is what Sowore did against you. Sowore went to Abuja and was answering questions and said, oh, Nnamdi, I'm teaching Nnamdi now. Oh, Nnamdi, learn from me. That is all not true. But don't take it from me. If you go to Nnamdi Kano's Facebook account, if you go to Nnamdi Kano's his real Facebook account, because a lot of us just act based on what they hear, like they just act based on hearsay. They don't know what is the real fact, but they just talk because the other person talked. But when you go to Nnamdi Kano's Facebook account, I want to show you something. Actually, I posted this on my Facebook account, so maybe I should just go to my Facebook account and then show you what it is that he said. I'm doing this for the sake of some of us who are still in a dilemma, or who are still trying to understand where Nnamdi Kano's position is in all this. And you may ask me, why is it so important to me? It's so important to me because this is a time that we, the ones that are being oppressed, it is important that we understand each other. The greatest weapon that they're using right now is the divide and rule. They come and sow in seeds of confusion and get you to be tackling each other, to be in disagreement with somebody that you don't have anything against them. Two of you are the ones that are being oppressed, and they still come to you to scatter you, because they know that if two of you can never agree on something, you become a problem to them. So these are peculiar times that everybody must try as much as possible to understand the truth behind whatever it is that they're dealing with. That's why I'm taking this time to explain to you what Nnamdi Kanu posted on his wall. Okay, so I'm just going to show you This is Nnamdi Kano's Facebook page. Okay, I hope you guys can see it very clearly. But you see up here, so up here it says Mazi Nnamdi Kano. That's his page, and he said, okay, let me even click on the picture, so you don't think it's something. You see his page. This is his page, Mazi Nnamdi Kano. Okay, you can also check it out yourself. It's something that is out there. Okay, now on his page, he put it out there. He said, "Let the pictures speak. Let the pictures speak louder than any other word, tweet, or well-crafted press statement." He's trying to say that pictures speak louder than any tweet, than any well-crafted press statement. And he posted these pictures. Let me enlarge the picture so you can see. This picture has gone all over the internet, but you can see he posted, sorry, my fingers. So you see, he posted these pictures. These are pictures of, a lot of you must have seen it, but these are pictures of APC stalwarts rallying those days, I think in Abuja. And you can even see there's revolution now. And this was way back. This was way back in, I think, 2011, 2012. That is when this march was done. And can you see that they were already writing revolution now? The greatest I'm looking for the right word now, but let me just say that the worst thing that they did to our education in Nigeria is for them to stop educating our kids on Nigerian history. So we don't care about history in Nigeria. That's why somebody can come today, do something to you, something very terrible, become accused, become taken to court, serves a jail sentence for something very, very terrible. It declared that they ate billions of the citizens' money, and this person will come back after a couple of years, and people will be hailing him, and people will actually vote him into a position of authority, and they'll be there back to the same office that they were in when they embezzled people's money, and the people will be clapping for them only in Nigeria. So if we were taught history, if they didn't scrap history from our curriculum, and when I say history, genuine history about what happened in Nigeria, we would have been able to see all of we were able to remember when they were going around showing, actually what they wrote in this thing, it says 3.5, let me zoom into it. It says, see, 65 naira per liter or revolution now. 65 naira per liter or revolution now. This was done during the reign of Jonathan, and that is Dino Melaya and El Rufai, Kaduna State Governor. All of them were rallying, okay? And you will see more and more people who were all go to Kano's page and you see all of these things. And then all of that, remember he had tweeted before here with Sowore's picture, and people didn't believe it. They said, he didn't say specifically what he wanted. He was just generalizing. Well, if you still think that he was generalizing, I'm going to read it out for you, what he wrote on his Facebook page. So Kano wrote and said, "Below are your typical British created Nigerians, the worst set of people you could ever possibly encounter, full of unbridled self-hate, stupendous ignorance, hypocrisy oozing from every pore in their decrepit body, and filled with unimaginable wickedness. This same set of people now in Aso Rock and their media friends that came out on the street to march, protest, and call for revolution against President Jonathan in 2004 are today the same bunch of despicable reprobates against any of the lawful decent protest. It says they are today the same bunch of despicable reprobates against any form of lawful dissent, protest, or revolution against their regime. This is not only laughable but an affront to decency, justice, and fair play. Apparently, the occupants of Asurok, apparently, the occupants of Asurok, is telling the world they can call for a revolution and street protest against a sitting president, that is Jonathan, but nobody is allowed to protest against them. Pathetically, some of these poorly educated fellows from their presidency came on their national television to shamelessly provide a flimsy defense of what is clearly indefensible. I think it's talking about Adeshina. I watched Adeshina and a lot of other people trying to defend DSS, trying to defend the president, and trying to castigate Sowore. So those are the people he's making reference to. He says, the same thing late Buhari says the same thing the late Buhari did in 2004 by openly calling for a revolution and organizing nationwide street protests with the likes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu against the democratically elected government of Goodluck Jonathan is now a treasonable offense under their rule. Even going by the cringe-worthy standards of the most hopelessly backward banana republic on this earth, the detention of Sowore for doing exactly what late Buhari did is a new low for the zoo. Why didn't Buhari, Abba Kyari, El Rufai, Tinubu, and all wait for the elections of 2015 to remove Jonathan, as they are now sanctimoniously preaching? Why did they before embarking on the 2004 revolution, as they are now sanctimoniously preaching? Why did they take to the streets in protest and action they themselves openly tagged a revolution before an election? That's what they did. They did not wait, because they keep saying now that no, you have to wait for election to change the government. That you can't, if you want to change the government before election, that amounts to a coup. But they embarked on their own revolution march long before the 2015 elections against Jonathan, who was sitting as a president. You see, the only language this Abba Kyari led Fulani Jihad cabal in Aso understand is consistent mass action and civil disobedience. Now, this is the important part. This IPOB has done and is still doing it, and so too the Shiites. What the Yoruba nation and every conscientious person must do now is to rally round Omoyole Sowore to ensure his release, or else he will be another Sambo Dasuki detained indefinitely with no constituency to mount pressure on his behalf, as IPOB did in my case and the Shiites did for Sheikh El Zakzaki. Revolution Now is a laudable initiative and must be commended by all lovers of freedom. What Sowore did in calling for a revolution in Nigeria is the highest form of bravery. Protests should continue, and if need be, intensified, especially in Yoruba land, until Omoyole Sowore is set free. This is not anybody else but Mazi Nnamdi Kano, the Ohamadike one of Igbo land, he has spoken and he has advised, especially the Yoruba race, to make sure that they do not abandon their own. He has advised that these protests should continue because that is the only thing that the government understands. He has walked this road. He knows different things that he has tried. He knows the one that worked for him. Remember that the government refused to release El Zakzaky for more than 4 years. On Monday, the 5th of August 2019, when Omoyele Sowore had declared the days of rage to commence, that same day, the federal government of Nigeria thought it wise to release El Zakzaky and his wife, and now they've flown them to India. Why? Because they knew that the mixture, the thing that was being mixed, was going to be something disastrous. They could not handle a combination of the Shiites joining in on the revolution now. So they quickly released him. Why did they release him? They said they were not going to release him or whatever. Anyways, that is it. So those of you who still wonder where Nnamdi Kanu stands in all this, I hope you get a little direction, because some of us, instead of, and that's very, very unfortunate. I don't care where you stand. I don't care how you feel about me. I don't care how you feel about Omoyele Sowore. But it's important that you check the facts. It's important that you don't just think that this is what every other person thinks. No, do some research for yourself. Before, somebody was telling me, is it they gave Sowore, I saw a video, somebody was saying they gave Sowore money, they are sponsoring him, he's working for who, working for that. I've told you 1,000,000,000 times that Sahara Reporters, their net worth is actually $10 million. That's the net worth of that. The net worth of that company. Go on, I didn't write it. Google it on the internet. This is somebody who has networks internationally, Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC. They turn to him for reliable news. That is how important it is. That is how important he is to them. So he is also, let me tell you now, his company is being supported by a lot of foreign foundations. These foundations have a zero tolerance. They have a zero tolerance for standards of practice, standards of professional practice. So if it begins to do something and that's why they don't want you to go and take adverts from people. He doesn't take adverts from people. He doesn't allow people to advertise on Sahara Reporters. You don't know this, but I'm telling you, I've said it several times, because these people will stop funding his company if they see that he is being compromised. That's how these international bodies do. They want you to keep writing whatever you're writing. They want you to stand on the path of justice and not to be afraid and not to be compromised, because once you start taking advert from the government, once you start taking advert from political parties, then you won't write anything against them when they misbehave. So that's why Sahara Reporters does not take adverts from people. Now, as I've told you, go and look at their online newspaper, go and look at their Sahara TV and see whether you see adverts on it. That will tell you that what I'm telling you is true. Now, two other things I really want to talk about is two other personalities. Is Sunday Adelaja, the pastor in Ukraine, and then finally Frederick Odorige, who is in Europe. You see, should I even talk about Sunday Adelaja? I need another program to talk about Sunday Adelaja. I'm just giving up updates. All I want to say is that Sunday Adelaja is entitled to his opinion. It's a free world. We all live in Western countries where we all enjoy freedom. So now he get a mouth. He can say anything that he wants to say. But I have a few things to tell him, and we'll talk about it in my next broadcast. I'm going to do a broadcast and just answer Sunday Adelaja because I heard all the nonsense that he was talking about on Moyele Shore. So it is important that we kind of remind him of a few things and let him know that it is better for him to just focus on his ministry and not dabble into areas that I don't think he understands what's happening. He has left Nigeria for so many years. Okay, so he doesn't have he's not in touch with reality when it comes to Nigeria. So I'll deal with Sunday Adelaja in a later broadcast. And finally, you guys know Patrick Odorige. You remember the guy who federal government is always afraid of him. When he jumped down from a helicopter and gave that statement in those days, just before the election, before he finally did the diaspora election that Omoyele Sowore won. You guys saw it. He came down, he gave that statement, and the federal government was very panicky. Federal government was very, very, very panicky that period. Wow. This same person is being mentioned. Isn't that ridiculous? He is the one that the federal government is using his speech. Federal government is using his speech as the basis for which they are arresting Omoyele Sowore. So if you watch when DSS was giving a statement about the arrest of Omoyele Sowore, they were talking about the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy, which is GCSD, Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. It has branches in about 40 countries of the world. I am also, they have WhatsApp groups all over the place. I belong to their WhatsApp group. It's in a WhatsApp group that he reaches out to people. He talks about his opinion about what's going on in Nigeria. He releases his broadcast there, and I find him a very, very passionate person. I found him as someone who is really, really concerned about what goes on in Nigeria, and he is going to have an answer for the federal government, since the federal government has joined him in the case they have against Omoyele Sowore. He made a statement where he said, "I've read a ridiculous report from Nigerian presidency and the Inspector General of Police that our movement, the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, where I am the global coordinator, incited Nigerians to revolt against the government through my previous video. When leadership fails, it is only an oppressor that brutalizes his citizens for asking questions," is what he wrote. He said, "We cannot be intimidated, bent, or broken. We want a better Nigeria, and it is not asking for too much. We have all it takes to be great as a people. We can no longer endure or tolerate today's Nigeria. I happily live abroad with my family, well and far away from the hardship and insecurity in Nigeria, but I can no longer endure the suffering of my people. Together, we must continue to say no. The world will see what we shall do from the international front." It says, "For suppressing the voice of Nigerians, for beating, shooting protesters and forcefully putting them in prison vehicles, the Nigerian government has crossed the line. With presence in 40 countries, we are determined to assure our compatriots back home that we are not alone, that they are not alone. I wish to inform everyone that I will formally reply the despotic Nigerian government via video on Friday, 9th of August 2019. Please watch out, kindly share the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for regular updates. Information is the key to any revolution. Sincerely, Frederick Odorige, Global Coordinator, Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria, Hungary, Revolution Without Ammunition. So he is speaking from Hungary, and he told the federal government to relax, that he has heard what they said and he is going to answer them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how much update I have for you. I know it's been a long broadcast, but I had to do that to catch up because I've been doing a lot of planning. We've been running around trying to make sure that we secure the release of our members who were arrested unlawfully for embarking on a peaceful protest in Nigeria. You guys saw when we did our own protest. All the people who did their protest outside Nigeria, nobody disturbed them. You had police coming to even escort you. Okay, but that's just the just like he said. We here we are living a good life with our families. We may not have billions of dollars. We may not have 20 cars, but we're living a good life. The quality of life, I'm telling you. Have you noticed that every time I come back to Canada, within 2 days I'm looking different. If I go, some of you might not understand it. Nigeria has the best weather. Nigeria has the best food. Honestly, I enjoy fresh air in Nigeria, but no matter the food you eat, no matter one stress hits you in Nigeria, before you know it, I'm like this. My chin will go in, my eyes will squirm, my skin, everything. Go and watch the videos I did in Nigeria. Look at Sowore, he left New York. By the third day in Nigeria, they were asking him, why are you looking so stressed? Nigeria, just coming out from your house. By the time you finish one day and you go back to your house in the evening, if you know the amount of stress that you have dealt with, first of all, you wake up. When you wake up, there's no light. So you have to go outside before you even do devotion. You've been sweating all through the night because there was no light to put your AC. You have AC, but the generator, you can't run it all through the night because, that generator that can carry AC. So you are running the small one just to have light. And then when you finish in the morning, you have to go outside and then put the generator again. If the fuel has finished, you have to go and open the fuel and smell. Can you imagine smelling petrol early in the morning? Just thinking about it right now, I nearly want to throw up. I can't remember the last time I smelled petrol, except when I go to put gas at the filling station. And even there, you don't even smell it that much. So you have to battle with opening the jerry can and pouring petrol in your generator, then starting the generator, then inhaling the fumes because you didn't keep your generator outside because they would have stolen it. So where you kept it has some enclosure. You can imagine starting the generator there, turning it on, you inhale some of the fumes. That is, just see the description of how you started your day. Meanwhile, your mate here in Canada wakes up in the morning. The AC is on. Everywhere is quiet. He reaches out to his phone by the side that has been charging through the night, turns it on. Everything is just quiet. Has a quiet devotion. You want to have a quiet devotion. The generator is banging seriously. So you're having your devotion. Two of you are, all the whole family is like, in the morning, early in the you close your window, you're sweating, you open the window, generator noise is coming in. Crazy life. Do you know the amount of stress you already have? Your mate here in Canada gets up, does his devotion, keeps his phone, walks into the bathroom, turns on the water is heated, water is running well, treated with chlorine. He has a shower, he steps out, his towel is fresh because he has used the washing machine before. Everything is nice, beautiful. Okay, he turns on the TV. If he wants to watch some morning news, they're giving him precise reporting. It's not the one of, can you hear me? Sorry, breaking transmission. We'll be back I'm not saying everything is terrible in Nigeria, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of stress in Nigeria. By the time you drive out of your house, first of all, you have to handle the pothole. After handling pothole, you handle all that crazy, your Okada, keke napep, bus driver, This man, you stupid. You go slow. Every By the time you get to the office, dirt everywhere is dirty. You have to climb up the stairs to 3 floors. The elevator is not working. Will be tidy if you live in if you work in a 7th floor office. You have to climb all of it to the top. By the time you even sit down to start working, you have accumulated the amount of stress that is equivalent to what your mates in other parts of the world will go through in 3 months. You accumulated it in about 2 hours getting from your house to the office. Just when you're about to settle down to work, they took the light again in your office. Anyways, I'm sure you get the picture. Don't even try to be sick and go to the hospital. Okay? A lot of nonsense will just keep happening. These and more are the reasons why we are protesting. These are the reasons why those of us here, if you really, really have a heart, because a lot of people don't care. I told you before, it's not everybody here that cares. So many people, this good life, they escaped from bad life in Nigeria. They are here. They found good life. Chidi, God bless you. But forget about Nigeria. There are a lot of people here, they say, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. I know. Call me bastard. Call me wicked. I don't want anything to do with Nigeria again. God has saved me. I've moved on. But those of us who still care about Nigeria, I'm forever grateful to that place. Okay, the people, the area, the experience that I got from Nigeria, I'm grateful to God for it. And that's why you see us worried about what goes on there, and we'll keep fighting till a time that we'll be able to liberate ourselves from these people that are ruling us, these terrible, wicked people that are causing all the trouble in Nigeria. Today again, the Fulani headsmen kidnapped a chief in Enugu, the same place where they shot that reverend father. I don't know if you people heard it. The same road that they shot that, when they shot the reverend father, the governor, they all came together. They always know how to do this thing. They just, to make you look stupid. The police came and said, oh, no, we know about it. The community, the cattle herders, the Metis Allah, said that it's unfortunate that people say it was Fulani headsmen. That is not Fulani headsmen that killed the Reverend Father. How? So who killed the Reverend Father? Up to today, they've not, because they know. Did you see the police say they arrested anybody? They know it's Fulani headsmen. And after all that, nobody did anything about that Abogu road. I'm talking because Abogu is the next village to my village. I'm from Ozala in Kano local government. After you pass Ozala, you get to Abogu. And they just kidnapped the chief of that place and his wife. We've not heard. And they're demanding how many millions? Is it 50 million or something for their release? The same road, not up to 1 week. And you tell me that things are okay in Nigeria. No, we'll continue this thing until things change in Nigeria. But I'm going to stop here, and I'll always keep you guys updated about goings on. The protests will continue in different embassies around the world, and you guys, as we await to hear what the government will charge Sowore off by Thursday, the 8th of August 2019. From Worship Media in Toronto, Canada, this is Chidi. Thanking you for listening to this broadcast today. Take care of yourselves.